Welcome to Sean Can't Cook, but John can. Sean and I have been actors for many years, but I assure you, this is no act. He really can't cook. I'm going to teach Sean, and you at home, how to feel more comfortable in the kitchen, preparing tasty recipes that even the most novice of cooks can create. I will show you step by step how to construct each dish, so that when your friends come over, they'll ask, "How'd you learn how to make that?" If you already know how to cook, I hope you'll find a few recipes to add to your repertoire. Let's see what's on today's menu. Hello and welcome to Season 7, Episode 1 of Sean Can't Cook, but John Can.
And you know, I have to say, I am getting better, and if nothing else, I'm taking more of an interest. I actually bought some kitchen supplies at a store last night. What's happening to me?
He came home and look what I bought. I thought, good thing I was sitting down. So, congratulations. Welcome to the world of food. It's fun. As one of our friends recently said, it should be fun.
It is fun.
So, Happy New Year. We're now in 2022,
Yeah.
our first episode of the year. And I decided, even though we're in California, it's still winter, and I crave comfort foods. And it was easier when it was colder out, but I still crave. And you don't have to have cold temperatures to have comfort food.
Right.
You know, you just sometimes need something comfortable. So like a warm blanket as I'm motioning when I'm doing this.
So what are we doing?
Macaroni and cheese,
Woo!
the penultimate comfort food. Now, you can buy a box of it, you can buy it frozen, but from scratch, you get to control what kind of cheeses you're using. These are the blends I'm using: sharp cheddar, mozzarella, and asiago. You can use whatever kinds of cheese you want. It's not that hard. You've never made a sauce. Some out there may have never made a sauce or a roux, which we're going to thicken. It's simple. It's not foolproof, but we're going to make it as easy as possible.
Awesome.
So,
Let's do it.
the Sean Can, I hear it running. It's up and running. We're going to show you what goes into this, and then head to the stove and start cooking. The ingredients that you will need for the roux are 6 tablespoons of butter and 6 tablespoons of flour. The cheese blend that I am using is 1.5 ounces of shredded Asiago cheese, 7 ounces of mozzarella, and 8 ounces of extra sharp cheddar cheese. 12 ounces, 3/4 of a pound of your choice of pasta. I'm using elbow macaroni. 3 cups of milk. And you can taste the sauce. If you need a little salt and pepper, you can put that in. And if you want on top, an option are plain breadcrumbs. The equipment that you will need is a whisk for the roux, a spoon to stir, a strainer and a big bowl for the pasta. And I'm using a 2-quart casserole and a smaller one. Perhaps for a gift someday, I will get a larger, deeper casserole dish, because this one overflowed a little bit, so I have a little backup there.
If that's not a hint, I don't know what is.
Exactly. Hint, hint, hint. On the stove, we've got some salted water boiling and 2 other pots, but we'll get to that when we get to the stove. Let's get started. There's a lot going on this stove, so let's get over and get to it. So, we've got boiling salted water, and we're going to put in the pasta that I can't seem to find. Oh, here it is,
It's
behind
hiding
you.
behind me.
So, we're going to put this in.
There it goes.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Up it goes. Be careful
The
of
show begins.
that. Yes. So,
Some
this is going to
flames
cook.
down there.
I know, I got a little water down there. That's okay. It's good enough for Julia Child to have
Gosh,
fire.
what
It's
is
good enough for
happening
me.
here?
So, that'll go away. So, you want to stir this every once in a while. We're going to go 6 to 8 minutes on this, because you don't want to overcook this, because it's going to cook in the oven also. Milk in the back is hot, but not boiling. We've got our 6 tablespoons of melted butter in the front, and we're going to turn this up a little bit now. We're going to cook this for about 2 minutes. This is a roux. You've heard me talk about it, Sean, but you've never made one.
No.
You've never seen me make one.
No.
So all at once, dump in the 6 tablespoons of flour and start stirring.
Oh.
Can you see inside the pot there? you want this to mix. Get all the flour incorporated. And you want to cook this for about 2 minutes because you want to cook out the flour taste. So, let's cook this for 2 minutes and we'll come back and show you what it looks like. So this is cooked for a couple of minutes. As you see, it's nice and silky smooth. This is your thickening agent for the milk, which we're going to slowly pour in.
Oh my God, I'm so glad it's not me doing this.
So we can get that off to the side. You want to start immediately stirring. This is over medium heat. And you want to get that, make sure you get all that roux up off the bottom.
Scrape the floor.
Yes, scrape the floor. If you watched, you know what that means. So this is going to cook for a couple of minutes till it gets nice and thick. So we'll come back and show you what that looks like.
Okay.
Look at that, nice thick. This is a white sauce. You've made a white sauce now.
Done.
So, yeah. And over here, the pasta I just turned off. It's been 7 minutes. It's al dente. It's not completely cooked. The oven is set to 375. We're going to bake this. So we're going to go to the table and make the cheese sauce. It's time to assemble the mac and cheese.
Woohoo.
I put all the cheese in here. This is our hot. Make sure this is still hot. You got to melt this cheese.
Oh wow.
So we're just going to pour this in. And scrape this out with a spoon. Make sure you get all of this. And the cheese might not 100% melt, but it will in the oven. So Sean's going to start stirring.
Stir it?
Yep.
With this?
Yep. Or you know what? Let's try the spoon. Maybe that's better for you.
Just mix it?
Yep, just mix. You want to try and melt this cheese. Stir, stir, stir.
Okay.
Go, go, go.
Okay.
So, let me get this.
Okay. Like that? Just...
Yep. Just you're trying to melt the cheese. You're trying to make a big cheese. You're making the cheese sauce. For all of this.
All right.
Again, it might not completely melt. You might have some chunks in there, and that's okay. In the oven, it will all melt. But you want to melt as much as you can.
Can I just dive into this?
No.
Just
Well,
eat
if you want, we can start over, I guess. So we're going to taste this to see if it needs any more salt and pepper. Because we salted the water with the pasta, very important, that will add some salt. The cheese is loaded with salt, so you don't really want to just throw salt in. And every cheese is going to be different. So I can't say to you, put in a half a teaspoon of salt or a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. Your cheese might be saltier than this cheese, so let's have a little taste.
Okay.
You know what? I think it does need just a touch of salt.
Wow.
I'm not going to measure. We're just going to guess. A little bit of salt. A little bit of
Mix
pepper.
it?
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it. So,
It's pretty.
yeah. So now we're going to put in the drained hot pasta.
Oh, so it all comes together in this bowl.
Yep.
The whole thing.
So now we're going to put this in.
Look
which
at you.
This will help melt the cheese.
Now, do I steam?
Yes.
Go.
Sir, go.
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 Oh boy, this is a little tougher than. There's a lot in here.
This is an option. You can brown these with butter if you want. I just put them on dry. They're plain breadcrumbs. You can use seasoned if you want, but I prefer to let the mac and cheese be the star of it.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. This is so hot.
Well, it does get hot. We close all the windows out.
No, but this is like...
I know. So you want to make sure, I see some like macaroni that is not covered with the cheese sauce. I like mozzarella. It gives it this nice little pool texture to it. So, again, any cheese you want is just fine. We're going to bake this at 375. And how you doing over there?
So, well, it's kind of hard to tell getting...
Right.
I mean, is that it? Do you want to do more? Or?
A little bit more. I see some, like, it's not
Oh,
completely
I see.
covered.
Yeah. I don't
So you
know.
just want to make sure it's mixed.
I literally don't know what I'm watching for.
So again, I buttered these, by the way. I didn't say that. These are both buttered. I made this the last time in here, and it kind of erupted over just a
It
little
did.
bit.
It looked cool.
It wasn't, the macaroni wasn't falling down, it was the cheese sauce. So it kind of looked like primordial ooze was going on. It was lovely. It was kind of a volcano.
Or a volcano.
Volcano.
It was a volcano.
Volcano. I don't know what language that is.
It's a car.
So if you want that, what I did was when I realized it was happening in the oven, I thought, oh boy, so I put a baking sheet on the lower rack to catch anything that dripped.
How's that?
That looks good.
Okay.
So now we're going to just dump most of this in here. That's okay. I made fun of you, so now you're going to beat me up. So we're going to do a little bit in here.
We're making a little baby.
Yes. Again, if you have a nice deep casserole, I guess they make a 3-quart casserole. We're going to have to look for one. Or you're going to have to look for one.
Yeah, apparently someone has to give someone a 3-quart casserole as a gift.
So, I'm going to take a little bit more out of this. Look at that. Look at that. Now, technically you could eat this like this.
Oh, okay, thanks.
If you wanted. It's macaroni and cheese.
I'm good.
But I like baking it. It gives it a nice firmness, but it's not dry. You don't want this to be dry. So what we're going to do, if you want, this is an option. You don't have to do this.
This was so cool when we took it out of the oven for the test one.
The primordial deal.
No, the crust.
Oh, yeah. It gets nice and dark
Mm-hmm.
and crunchy. So you can put as much or as little as you want on. You're going to do that.
Okay. Oh, I make the baby one.
Yes. So 375, we're going to check it at half an hour. It might take a little bit longer. And we'll come back and show you what it looks like out of the oven. Be right back. It smells cheesy in here.
It does.
And that's good because we made macaroni and cheese. So our little baby one, this took about, 40 minutes? This took about 45, 46, 47 minutes. So just keep testing it. It's anywhere between 30 and 50 minutes depending on your oven and how much you put in each one.
It's so good.
So let's have a little taste. It gets a little crusty, but it's still moist inside. Bowl.
I put extra breadcrumbs in
bowl,
mine.
Bowl.
Oh, what? You're
Bowl.
talking to me? Oh,
Bowl.
I'm having fun with them.
So, who's them? Oh, there
Right
you
there.
are. Hello. So, you see, it's, that's a good example. It's still moist inside. It's not dried out, but it's firmed up from the, what is it? R-O-U-X?
Roux.
The roux. So, this is going to be a little hot. So,
I'm blowing mine a little bit.
Lunch is served. Or dinner.
My God. Is there anything better?
I know. This is comforting.
Mm-hmm.
I love the breadcrumbs on top. It has a little crunch, but again, adaptable cooking.
I really like the breadcrumbs.
I love the cheese blend that we came up with. It's a little crunchy, if you can see that. Ooh. On the bottom and sides, so that adds a nice little texture. Also, it's not that difficult.
And actually, after a couple days, it's really good too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like to eat it cold, right?
I eat it cold.
I like it warmed up. Put it in the microwave for a minute and it warms it up, a little serving of it. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe somewhere down below to Sean Can't Cook, but John Can. Facebook, Instagram. Find us, like us, subscribe, comment, whatever. But enjoy this macaroni and cheese. I hope you love it as much as we do. We're going to start. I think we'll finish that one today.
And make this.
Yes.
Seriously, make this. It's so good.
So we're going to finish that one.
All right.
And we'll see you next week for another comforting food recipe. Thank you for watching.
Good.